Hello, this is the Trade Site U.S. stocks and futures market preview and domestic economic data roadmap for the week beginning Monday, the 16th of December, ending Friday, the 20th. We are in the home stretch, the end of 2019, unbelievably. This is triple expiration week, so for the quarter. So we know that Friday will be a massive options expiration and typically a slow day. But we could get an options unraveling move earlier in the week. We'll discuss the bigger layout in a bit. Let's go through the daily charts. Then we're going to take a look at some monthly charts. Then we'll go through the intra-week action. Then we'll talk about the calendar. So here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market and futures form. Proper way to look at the market. And, there's not much going on here. Now, Rich did point out in the lab that if you go over the spiders, we've got a 13 sell signal on the daily. You can see the last time we had one of those, it's back in July. It led to the drop that occurred there in late July, early August, and then was that risk line of that was the wall for quite a while. So, it could still take a little time for this to play out. It was 2 weeks after the signal before the market dropped that time, but definitely want to keep an eye on that. Let's look at crude oil up 60 cents to 59.78. Basically at the highs of the last couple of months. Gold up $8. Nothing going on there. S&P cash literally up 0.23. It was a really boring day for the S&P. And again, there's that 13 sell signal that you see on the spiders, also here on the S&P cash index. NASDAQ 100 up 20.82. SOX down 10.83. Remember, there's a 13 sell signal Thursday on the SOX. Biotechs were up a point, a little higher earlier, but closed only up a point. It was a really boring day. Russell down 6. The VIX closes down $1.31, back down to 12.63. This is what's killing us. The trend closes at 1.51. The 10-day moving average is 1.01. NASDAQ volume 2.2 billion shares. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ basically dead flat, -1. How often do you see that? I'm sorry, it was actually positive. Yeah, no, -1. The moving average is positive. It's about as flat as it gets on the New York Plus 149. So a couple more stocks up and down, but really as dead flat as can be. Google loses $1.62. Apple up $3.69. Has a 13 sell signal itself now. Netflix up 6 cents. Amazon up 61 cents. These are all blips for stocks of these price levels. Tesla down $1.29, closing out the year near the highs. Facebook down $2.64. Goldman Sachs loses $1.05. 13 sell signal in place also on Goldman. There's the risk line of it, so you can see that. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, up $1.59. The Dow literally up 3 points. Couldn't have been less interesting. Let's take a quick look at the monthly chart of the ES. And because we have that 13 sell signal that we got last month, or at the end of October, now we've had November up. Remember, there's a risk line way up at 32.55 for that signal. So you can go all the way up to there and still have the signal play out. And the target of that is 2,000. So just be aware that there's a pretty big setup here. But it's a monthly signal, which is big. And makes it more likely to play out. But it also is going to take a lot of time because you can see every candle here. We could still go up 2 months just to get to that risk line and then roll over. So it doesn't mean anything's imminent. It just means that the exhaustion signal is in place, and we need to be aware of that. Here's a look at the intra-week action on the ES. Let's switch this to 10-minute candles. So, look at where Friday was. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is dead flat as can be. No action at all. The Fed announcement didn't do anything. Thursday, we spiked up. After you got the results out of the UK, we spiked up early and closed positive. Friday, kind of a flat opening, flat close. So the only real action of the whole week was Thursday. The rest of the week was entirely contained and very, very, very boring. NASDAQ side looks about the same. So there's just not much to look at here in the markets. All right, let's do the calendar, and then we'll talk about what's left for the year. And kind of way through everything there. So here's Monday, Empire State Manufacturing Index an hour before the open. Flash Manufacturing and Services PMI numbers 15 minutes into the market. The NAHB Housing Market Index at 10. Tick long-term purchases at 4 at close. Housing starts and building permits Tuesday morning at 8:30, along with capacity utilization and industrial production 15 minutes before the open. JOLTS jobs openings at 10. At some point, we get the IBD TIP economic optimism number. Wednesday, crude oil inventory is an hour in, Thursday, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index and current account initial and continuing jobless claims numbers an hour before the bell. CB leading index and existing home sales 30 minutes in. Natty gas an hour in. And then on Friday, the final look at GDP for the third quarter. It's expected at 2.1. That probably won't change. Core PCE price index, personal income and spending, and the revised University of Michigan sentiment. All right. What is left? So remember, this is triple expiration week. So Wednesday would be the most likely day to get the options unraveling move. That's on the 18th. If we don't get it Wednesday, we could get it Thursday. Because it's triple expiration, you would hope to get some kind of a move off of that, although some months we have not seen much this year on the expirations. On Friday, we've got the actual expiration itself, so that's usually a very boring day, and it's a Friday. It's also a Friday leading into the holiday week. So let's talk about that. The following week is really, usually it's the week from Christmas to New Year's that's slow. This year, the way that works, Monday, the 23rd, we have a full day in the markets. And Tuesday, we have a half day. Christmas Eve is a half day. Everybody will already be gone from Friday. Matter of fact, that's probably going to help Friday be even slower than normal. You got triple expiration. All the prices will be locked in. People will start hitting the road. Monday's a full day, but not much is going to happen. It's going to be a light volume week next week, lighter than normal. Tuesday, the half day. Nobody trades Christmas Eve. Wednesday, the markets are closed for Christmas Day. Thursday and Friday are open full days. But again, most people are going to be on vacation and on the road. So it's going to be light volume that whole week. The following week is a similar layout. New Year's is on a Wednesday, so it's the holiday and markets are closed on Wednesday. Tuesday is New Year's Eve. However, by rule, the stock market has to be open a full day on the last trading day of the year possible. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday of that week are full trading days, and dead smack in the middle of it is New Year's. So the way to look at it is this week, up until Friday, so maybe Monday through Thursday, hopefully some good action. We haven't had good action, but hopefully some good action somewhere in there. We had some decent winners this last week, but it wasn't the most exciting week. The number of trades was certainly light, just because there hasn't been a lot of movement. The one day we had movement was just that Thursday action. So the week after, though, and after anything after this week, actually starting Friday this week, it's probably it for the year. So we'll be light from that point on. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week and a Merry Christmas.